days of the Homeric Greeks, there was a sacred belief, a conviction as ancient as the mountains and the seas, that the body of a fallen hero, one whose life blazed with the fierce light of noble deeds, could bestow blessings upon the very earth where it rested. Such a hero, whose spirit had soared above mortal limitations, elevated his very flesh with the power of transcendence. Here, in the dead body of a hero, the land could grow abundant and fertile. But what, you must ask, endowed this warrior with such force that even in death, his spirit lingered, a divine blessing? What inner fire turned this mortal vessel into something nearly sacred? It is here that we find Thumos, a word that rings through the verses of the Iliad and Odyssey, whispered in the breath of every warrior as they storm the gates of fate itself. Thumos, this ancient fire, was the breath, the heart, the pulse of life that surged within each hero. It was the raw, unfiltered vigor of the spirit, an inner virility that stirs in the chest of every man who has ever dared to live with courage and conviction. In every rush to the battlefield, in the wrath of Achilles and the passion of Patroclus, Thumos is the force that demands to be heard. It is life itself, a force woven into blood and sinew, into mind and spirit, until it elevates a mere human into something legendary. And within you dwells this great Thumos. You have felt it in those moments when enough was enough, where you loved, you fought, created, when you lived. Thumos is the hero's hunger, the sacred fury that awakens his soul and drives him forward. It is that quality within the warrior, the conqueror, the poet of action, which rises above the pull of ordinary existence. The Greeks thought that the soul was tripartite, a hierarchy as vital as the beating of the heart, reason as the ruling light, Thumos as the fierce warrior, and the base desires that serve them both. When Thumos obeys reason, it becomes the righteous fire, the engine of transformation, a force that cuts through mediocrity and fear, a power that raises a man from hollow existence into true purpose. But when Thumos is misaligned, left unguided, it becomes a fire of chaos, consuming itself in pettiness and base desires. We see this disorder every day, in a world driven to rage by trivialities, drawn to conflict without meaning, its fire wasted on empty pursuits. Yet, when Thumos is rightly ordered, it is a force of beauty, of danger, of creation, a passionate current that can pull down walls and silence doubt. It is the warrior's drive, the hero's edge, the unfathomable depth that pushes him across rivers, to climb mountains and face whatever darkness awaits. Thumos burns away the noise and leads us back to the essence of life. To rise, to overcome, to conquer. It is a divine vitality that ignites the will, that awakens every muscle, every breath, with the spirit to stand firm in the storm. It is a sacred fire that lifts us, body and soul, from the ordinary to the extraordinary. For the Greeks, Thumos was truth, a primal force embedded within the fabric of their soul. A life devoid of Thumos is one that shirks from the edge, that flinches from greatness, that drowns in the shallow waters of half-hearted desires. But a life aligned with Thumos is one that stands proud, unbowed and fierce. Such a life is untamed, driven, unapologetically alive. If you feel the pull, if you sense that inner fire, heed it. Let Thumos blaze within you like it did within the ancient heroes. Let it guide you to higher peaks, to fiercer battles, to a life unbroken by fear. Align it with your reason, and let it carry you beyond the limitations of the world. In every heroic act, in every unyielding decision, in every bold step toward your purpose, Thumos is the force that affirms life and defies the ordinary. Will you heed the battle cry of your sacred fire?